Hello, everyone. I'm back here to actually introduce our next sponsor workshop, and that is going to be by Twilio. And we have Lizzie from Twilio doing this workshop. It's a really fun topic. It's about building a machine, learning SMS plus voice chatbot with Twilio. So definitely try to make use of it. Ask Lizzie a lot of questions, and then you can also connect with Lizzie later on in the discourse. So have fun.
Thank you. Okay. Welcome to Build a Machine Learning SMS and Voice Chatbot with Twilio. Woo! Okay. I'm Lizzie. I'm a developer brains at Twilio and big fan of UB hacking. I love you, Tristan, and the rest of the team and everyone here. I'm primarily a web developer, but I do now focus on chatbots and machine learning solutions for communication apps. If you don't know, Twilio provides APIs for communication. So if you're building an app in Swift, JavaScript, Python, Swift, C#, etc., and you want your app to send and receive text messages, make and receive phone calls, video calls, have in-app or in-browser chat, two-factor authentication, and more, you use us. So, everything okay, John? Okay, sorry. I heard noises, and sometimes I'm like, just checking. Okay. So, what will we cover today? The difference BL, lots of acronyms, some vocabulary, subsets of machine learning, and the different use cases, particularly pertaining to communication apps, Twilio applications, and then Twilio's new bot building platform called Autopilot. Ooh, so we'll build a bot. Okay, I like to start off with a meme, and jokes aside, AI is more than if-else statements. Surprise! But sometimes I do use if-else statements if I want to be fast. But today we will see how you can build a bot with other tools like Twilio Autopilot that makes it easy to handle user input without conditionals. I know. So, what's the deal with AI, ML, and DL? Artificial intelligence, or AI, can be defined in multiple ways, particularly as an automated system able to analyze data and make choices autonomously. So, this is what often leads people to connect AI to chatbots. Machine learning, or ML, is a subset of AI that uses algorithms to parse data, learn from that data, and make decisions based on that data and what it has learned. Deep learning, or DL, is a subset of ML and thus a subset of AI that structures algorithms in layers to make an artificial neural network that can learn and make intelligent decisions all on its own. While both ML and DL fall under the broad category of AI, deep learning, DL, is what powers the more human-like AI. Natural language processing, or NLP, is the cornerstone of AI, machine learning, and linguistics. Humanities are important, folks. It helps you decipher, understand, and make sense of human language in a manner that is valuable. Many NLP tasks make life easier for your users and customers, such as spam detection, question answering, autocomplete, predictive typing, and detecting toxic chat messages, like in that Twilio chat app I made. I'm trying to say you suck, but the chat app stops it because that's not very nice. That's toxic. Be nice. There is a code of conduct here. A subset of NLP is natural language understanding, or NLU, which is the processing chain that makes sense of a given phrase. This is where the intention of a text is identified. Some fairly common ML vocabulary. This is not needed to build a bot, but I just think it's helpful and provides good context for using different machine learning tools. You can think of neural simplification of the human brain. They can adapt to changing input so that the network generates the best possible results without needing to redesign the output criteria. Neural networks are useful in generating text, music, predicting what's next, like in predictive analysis, image recognition, speech processing, and more. And all these slides are like a general overview because we only have like half an hour, so very fast. Here we have chatbots, that automated system able to hold a conversation with humans, us, you and me. And chatbots do get stuck. They are limited. Have you ever tried to order a pizza via phone with a bot and then try to change your order or like do a different edge case, sometimes like I get stuck in a loop. So in cases like that, it's best to have a hybrid bot. So it's a bot, and then the bot is able to escalate to a human agent, handing off the user to a human when the bot gets stuck. Chatbots are also good for answering questions or FAQs, playing you a song, telling you the weather, handling restaurant orders, reservations, appointments, taking in answers or questions about finances, and more. Computer vision is a field of AI that trains computers to interpret and understand the visual world. They can accurately identify and locate objects and then react to what they see using digital images from cameras, videos, and deep learning models. Image classification would be like saying, that is pizza in that image. Object detection would be like saying, the object is located or is at this location, how many of an object are in an image. We have pose detection. Here I have myself in a Twilio video application, and I'm like, here's my muscle, here's different joints and body parts, and that's handy for like, you could make an app that's like, this person is touching their face, or they're wearing a mask, or not. So many applications you can do, the sky is the limit. And especially with so many meetings and stuff happening over video now. Here we have real-time analysis of a phone call, and yes, that is so big fan. We extract information or keywords or phrases from a long phone call or document. You can perform document summarization, speech recognition, and more. This uses Google Cloud Language APIs. Very handy. Okay. So, what can machine learning do? Almost all of AI's recent progress is through one method, where some input data, A here, generates some response, B here. This requires a huge amount of data. Like you need to show the system a lot of examples of both A and B. As in, once, a few months ago, I wanted to build a photo determining if an image was a corgi or a blueberry. And I needed tens to hundreds of thousands of pictures of input A, as well as labels and tags saying if the image was a corgi or a blueberry muffin. And that was very tedious. I did not finish that app. I sidelined it because I was like, it just took long to like prepare the images and the input. Okay. Good, I guess, thing to consider or remember is if a typical person can perform a mental task in less than 1 second with less than 1 second of thought, we can probably automate it using AI, either now or in the near future. Something AI cannot do is it cannot diagnose a medical condition, but it can, however, estimate patients' stress and mental health. But it cannot make a full prediction of the health condition without human input. AI cannot write software, although I do believe OpenAI GPT-3 is coming close in some regards. And let's not, AI is often biased. Like, there was once a towel dispenser that could not recognize a Black person's hand. That's why we need training data and developers, builders, with all perspectives and backgrounds. So we do not make biased systems. On to Twilio Autopilot and our bot building. Here's drinking tea. I love my Twilio cup mug. So, what is Autopilot? At its core, I explain it as a bot building platform that lets you build a bot one time, and then deploy it across communication channels. So Twilio handles most of the machine learning on the back end for you, so you don't need to worry about it. That's great. Makes your life easy. And this means that you do not need to understand machine learning on a very low level, which isn't that common with a lot of machine learning tools. I was using TensorFlow for a while, and I was very put off by the steep learning curve. I needed to understand all these functions, parameters, and vocabulary. And I was like, oh. But Autopilot helps you, makes it a lot more accessible. There are 3 core components. It handles the natural language understanding, NLU backend for you, so you don't need to worry about it. Performing and providing intent recognition, entity extraction, and custom entity models, so that your bot has the intelligence to understand everything your customer is saying, including all permutations and combinations of ways of saying the same thing. That is where you do not need to have if-else statements to like detect if someone says something. At the same time, if your bot does not understand someone, because bots are not perfect, that's always a possibility, your bot will have the flexibility to escalate to a human from different channels, like Facebook Messenger, Slack, phone, text, chat, Alexa, Google Assistant. And when it does escalate to an agent, the agent is empowered by being given all the context of the conversation in a seamless way, so that the bot holds the context of previous conversations. What is an autopilot bot made up of? It's made up of tasks, which are what you want your bot to accomplish. Tasks represent user or customer goals and outcomes. Here we have what I call a doctor bot, that has tasks like make an appointment. So that would ask a series of questions like, what's your name? What day would you like your appointment? Which location, maybe? Which doctor? How are you feeling? And then it will take in the answers and it can save them to a database. You can analyze them, send a text message reminder before. The sky's the limit. You're building the bot here. Another task here is connect to hospital. So that's like the hybrid task. If you're talking to someone, someone's talking to the bot, and they're like, I want to speak to a human. Hand off to a human. You can get today's staff, like, maybe is your favorite doctor working today? I don't know. Let's find out. We have a greeting, goodbye, and fallbacks for when the bot gets stuck. So, how do tasks run? They are triggered by samples, which are words or phrases, real examples of how users would state their goals. And this is, again, much easier than using if-else statements to detect specific words. So samples that we use here for the make appointment task include plan an appointment, visit hospital for an appointment, see doctor. Tasks are programmed using JSON actions that can say or send back text depending on what communication platform they're using. If it's a phone call, speak out the text, and you can customize the different voices with Amazon Alexa voices. If it's like a chat or text bot, it will just send back the text. If you listen, you can await input from a user. That will keep the line open. Like on a phone call, it won't hang up. Collect will ask questions and collect answers. Redirect, you can redirect to a different server or an application to handle the input, save to a database, do something with user input. Remember, we'll store users' information for later. You can display an image if it's like via SMS, so that'll be like an MMS on someone's phone. See an image and handoff to connect the user to a human agent. And we will see all of these very soon. Actions can be static or dynamic. A static action here is like having, it has a say followed by a collect with 2 questions, and then redirects to a different task, or it could redirect to a server or application. All from the JSON actions bin. So this is static, it's not changing. However, we could have a dynamic action from a Twilio function or a different server. Twilio Functions is our serverless environment for Node apps. Why host a server when Twilio will do it for you, 24/7 uptime? And here we see the say, and the say includes words, text from the user. So that's dynamic. It's based on what the user said. You can manage default settings using style sheets. You can change the voice used in phone calls, different validation messages, like instead of saying, I didn't get that, what did you say? You can also like add some personality to your bot and more. Okay. Autopilot integrates with multiple Twilio products. You'll see a seamless integration with Twilio Functions, again, our serverless environment for Node apps. Here on this slide, we see Twilio Studio, which is our drag and drop UI for like building apps without writing code. You just drag and drop widgets. There's an Autopilot widget that lets you access an Autopilot bot, and then you can use 2 other widgets to hand off, make a phone call, send a text message, etc. And Twilio Flex, our programmable call center product. So now it's time to build a bot. Here we have the Most Icy Cantina, the galaxy's best dimly lit tavern known for strong drinks, hot tunes, and occasional outbreaks of shocking violence. This is a Star Wars reference if you know Star Wars. I'm going to automate this flow. The bot can either provide you today's specials, make a reservation, or let you talk to the host, talk to a human. Let's go. Okay. And for time purposes, because we only have half an hour, less time now, I have a bot ready made called the Most Icy Cantina. Woo. And I'm in my Autopilot console. I'll drop the link later. It's twilio.com/console/autopilot. We already have our tasks. We see today's specials, hand off to a human, make reservation, and greeting. So we see we can go to program for greeting. And this is a static task. You guessed it. It says, welcome to the Most Icy Cantina. You'll never find a more rare type of scum and villainy. It's a good bot best practices to say what your bot can do, to help set expectations, so users are not disappointed. So that they don't say something like, I wanted the bot to do this, but the bot is like, I can't do that. I only do these things that you program me to do. So we say, I can provide you today's specials, connect you with the host, or help you make your reservation. And then we can go to the train task, switch to train task, to see the samples. Grading is already has what can you do, what do you do, what's up, hi there, hello, hey, different variations of phrases that might trigger greeting. Let's look at today's specials. Today's specials include bantha milk, root leaf stew, and these are all like Star Wars food. We can test this out in the simulator. We can go to simulate. Okay, I gave this workshop on Monday to some students at Cal, so that's why I was already using it. Okay, but we're in the simulator. I'm going to go to the Twitch chat, see if there's any questions, but we can also say hello. And feel free to send in the Twitch chat anything you might want me to say to the bot. And you will also be able to text in and test out this bot. So we see this triggered our greeting task. And then let's just say, what do you recommend? Question mark. Today's specials. That makes sense. Okay. So let's look at channels. Let's say we want to make this a phone call bot and a text message bot. We can see programmable voice. We would click on that, and then we get this voice URL. Let's copy that, and then go to my Twilio console. And just like coming to UB Hacks, you will be getting a promo code that you can use to buy a phone number, send a text message, send text messages, etc. Okay. Oh, hey, bag of fish. How's it going? Okay. This is my Wi-Fi's fault. Okay. I'm gonna buy a number. Just load. What is Twilio? Twilio provides APIs for communication. So you can think of them like building blocks, like Legos. If you want to add sending the ability to send and receive text messages, making and receiving phone calls, video calls, in-app or in-browser chat to your applications, then you use Twilio. I'm gonna buy this phone number and I want you to get out your phones and start calling in once I configure when a call comes in. And of course, while we're at it, because we build the bot once and then deploy it across channels, we can also have an SMS bot. There is a free tier when you make an account, but it does cost money per text message sent and per voice phone call made. But again, there will be a UB Hacking 2020 promo code that you can use. So before we call this number, let's look at one more task. Well, we have two more. Let's look at make reservation. Make reservation, we use the collect action to collect user input. It has a name, make reservation. We have a questions array. Questions we're going to ask. The first question is, what's your first name? And we call that first name. And that's the type Twilio.firstName. So Twilio has built-in types that it expects. And you can also add in your own type. Like maybe you want coffee, and that would have like latte, cappuccino, mocha, frappuccino. I don't know. I haven't had that much coffee in a while because I've been making it at home. Then we have what day would you like your reservation for? We call that date, and it expects, you guessed it, a type of Twilio.date. So if you send in something that's not a date, it'll be like try again. And then time, and then for how many people. And then at the end, on complete, we redirect using the redirect action with the post method, one of my favorites, to this Twilio function. Again, a Twilio function is our service environment for Node apps. Why host your own server when Twilio will do it for you? Save money, save time. Here in the Twilio function, we write JavaScript. We access the memory, parse that. We get the first name, what the user said. And this is very long. This is one reason I don't code this live anymore. We get all the answers, and then we generate a response. So this is dynamic. And then we will say, great, thank you, first name. Got that, and then we confirm what the user said. Here in the Twilio function, you can also use functions to reach out to other services, like save it to MongoDB, Firebase database. This is Axios, and more. But we do not need that now. So let's check out the make reservation task. I'm going to get out my phone. Feel free to get out yours. And I'm going to type in the phone number, 760-642-6308.
Welcome to the Mos Eisley Cantina. You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. I can't provide you the day specials, connect you with the host, or help you make a reservation.
I'd like to make a reservation, please.
Great. I can help you with that. What's your first name?
Lizzie.
What day would you like your reservation for?
Sunday, November 2nd.
Nice. At what time?
10 in the morning.
For how many humans, Wookiees, droids, Jawas, Ewoks, life forms?
7 of us.
Great, thank you, Lizzie. I checked that the slot is available and booked it for you. See you on November 2nd, 2020 at 10 o'clock.
So that was make a reservation, and we can go back to, I think it's queries, and we can see what the user, me, said. We see 7 of us, and they parsed out 7. Wow, smart. That's machine learning on the back end for the natural language understanding. Sunday, November 2nd, 10 in the morning, they parsed out 10. Lizzie, that's not how I spell my name, but close enough. That is definitely magic. As developers, we can make magic. And then we see like the tasks it triggers. The confidence score is how confident it is that the task gets assigned is the task that it should go to, route to. And now we have one more task to show, and it uses something called promo bins, which is like a serverless function for Twilio XML. And I'm not going to show you the exact code because it has my phone number, but the familiar word right. Oh, we can look at the actual task, which is the handoff task for when a bot gets stuck. We go to program, we see it's the actions array. We say, hold on, we're connecting me with someone, and then handoff. Again, we have our post method, one of my favorites, channel, voice. So this will not work over text. That's important to note. Then we point to a URI, which is our Twiml bin, the service environment for Twiml or Twilio XML. In the middle of an existing phone call, we have a response and then a dial. We use the caller ID, the Twilio phone number, and then number to call. So let's call again.
Welcome to the Mos Eisley Cantina. You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Can I talk to a
can't
human?
provide you the Hold on. We are connecting you with Chomlin, the owner of the cantina.
Okay. And I'm calling myself. So, like, that's the thing. Like, if someone was with me, and most times I have someone with me, I'll, like, call them. But, okay, basically, a call is made. You can use a different phone number. I hope you use someone who's not yourself, because, like, I'm calling myself in the middle of a phone call to myself. Okay. Any questions? Twilio does handle the phone call. You can also text in. I can see if you text in to the bot, and I can see what you send. Any questions about Twiml, Twilio XML, Twiml bins? This is the phone number. You can test it out. And let's go back to slides. Okay. Here we end on another meme. Now, import TensorFlow STF. Like, woo, we're machine learning developers now. And the promo code is UBHacking2020. If you join the Twilio channel on Discord, you can use this promo code and you will see how it works. Promo. That will give you $25 worth of Twilio credits that you can use to buy a phone number, send text messages, phone calls, video calls, whatever you want. Yes. Have at questions. I'm here in the Twitch chat for a few more minutes. I'll be on Discord to answer your questions about Twilio. And I can't wait to see what you build.